Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Radash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Double honors to the high priest elders that were before them. Peace and salutations to you sincere brothers out there pushing this word without sincerity and in truth. It's a brother Tazamak from the Great Millstone Austin branch. And today's lesson, I wanted to go into, let me get it real quick. Jeremiah 16, okay, going into the land of the north, ultimately, which the land of the north in Jeremiah 16, okay, is United States of America, Babylon the Great, all right, because that's where the great deliverance will come out of, all right, as we know in Matthew 24:31. It reads, "And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other." So the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, the Lord is going to send his angels, all right, chariot vehicles, okay, to gather the elect out of the four corners of the earth. All right, so the elect is scattered. But point being, Jeremiah 16 and verse 14, Lord willing, this is edifying. "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Lord Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers." Okay, so as spoken before, right? Let's get Joshua chapter 2 and verse 10, because it goes into the harlot Rahab, right? Rahab Khan, what was I? When she let's get it, Joshua 2 and 10, because it was said, right, in Jeremiah 14, "The Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt." But it's because let's say, for instance, Joshua 2 and 10, "For we have heard how the Lord Yahweh dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when ye came out of Egypt, and what you did unto the two kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed." Salak, if I mispronounced that. Okay, so the heathens, right? Some heard about the power Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, what he did in the land of Egypt. Okay, but Jeremiah 16 and 15 tells you, "But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers." And that's the land of Israel, Jerusalem. Okay, so the Lord is gonna bring up the children, deliver the children of Israel from the land of the north. All right, and the children of Israel were oppressed together. Okay, and where have they been oppressed together is Babylon the Great in America. Okay, Jeremiah 50 and 33. "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together." All right, in this tribe chart, okay, you see the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in this chart. All right, and you know, that's the children of Israel. And where were they oppressed together? Slavery, a genocide of the so-called Native Americans, segregation, a bywords, and so on took place here in what's it called? They experienced a lot of racial profiling, okay, by the so-called Caucasian race, right? The Edomites, the biblical Edomites, which are the self-proclaimed white people today. They were oppressed here in America, Babylon the Great, the land of the north. And all that took them Salaki, Jeremiah 50:33, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Man, they experienced what? Lynchings, all right, even Latinos and so on. I would show images, but YouTube has guidelines and you can't really be showing hardcore, extreme images like that of history, because then they end up banning your video, man, like they did a couple weeks ago to one of them. But anyways, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together here in Babylon the Great, and we can see it right now. What's going on with the Northern Kingdom right now, the so-called Latinos. All right, and now they're going after the so-called black man today, right now, Salakia. Okay, so both Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom, all right, which Southern Kingdom is 3 tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and the rest of the tribes fall into the Northern Kingdom. Romans 9:26. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, and where is this place? Once again, here in America. All right, I was going into segregation when they had the signs, right? In the 40s, 30s, 50s, or whatever, only whites, no colored. Okay, they segregated the colored people, to the separate from the so-called white. There was many ways, what I'm going into is there was many ways in this place where it was said unto us, ye are not the people. Okay, that we couldn't be the people of the Lord, they would say. They looked down upon us. We were under curses. All right, Romans 9:26, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And ultimately it's prophesied, right, that both, kingdoms, southern and northern, would come together here in the Valley of Dry Bones, which is America. Okay. Okay, it's also prophesied in Revelation 11:11 that after 3 days and a half, all right, which goes into 350 years from the year 1619 all the way to 1969, 1970. Okay, we were dry bones. All right, we were spiritually dead. But after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life, let's get it real quick, because that's going into the great city, which that great city in Revelation 11 is Babylon the Great. Okay. Revelation 11:11, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So after 350 years, from 1619 all the way to 1969, 1970, when the truth sprang out, okay, the Lord raised up a man called Abba Bivens, all right, which was prophecy, okay, and the rest of the Israel, Judah first, and the other tribes started waking up, according to prophecy, going back to Jeremiah 50:33. Thus say the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Salaki, I meant to reread Romans 9:26, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power. And this is where we ultimately stood up after 350 years upon our feet and started preaching the gospel, the good news, the return of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, okay, the truth. All right, through the apostles, high priest, elders, and so on. Jeremiah 3:18, in those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. You see, once again, the land of the north, which is America, okay, where the southern and northern kingdom were oppressed together. All right. We went into Matthew 24:31, the elect, and he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, which is the four corners of the earth, because the Israelites were scattered, according to Deuteronomy 28, the curses, from one end of heaven to the other. Okay, Revelation 11:12. And they heard a great voice from heaven, saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. This is going into the elect being delivered out of the cloud, which goes into a chariot, Yahushai's chariot. And it says, and their enemies beheld them. You see, they're enemies of the Israelites, all right? Edomites, Moabites, Ishmaelites, Ammonites. Okay, ultimately the ones that oppressed the children of Israel and Judah together, okay, which are still here in Babylon the Great, our enemies, man. We know we're surrounded by our enemies here. Okay, we understand we are in captivity. Okay, but point being, you know, the land of the north where the great deliverance is going to come out of, all right, the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power. All right. So Lord willing, this was edifying. I just want to briefly go into the land of the north, the deliverance, right, out of this place, America, Babylon the Great, and ultimately going back to our land, which the Heavenly Father promised to us, to our ancestors, to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So, like I said, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Double honors to the high priest elders that were before them. Peace and salutations to you sincere brothers out there pushing this word with all sincerity and in truth. Until the next one, Shalom.